feel like I'm more of a
Ready to
compliment
intro?
to Jonah, where compliment doesn't resonate that kind of movement.
I'm Samara.
I'm Aaron.
And then you and me have more compliment.
This is GSP Go.
Where are we today?
Still more compliments, but more.
We are in Stamford, Connecticut at Mecca. I call it the ramen spot.
It's actually one of Sam's favorite places she found when she was in college. And they happen to have other branches. So we're like, oh, let's go to Stamford today. I was like, fine, because I'm going to take pictures around wherever I'm at anyway. So it's fine.
They have so many locations. I started out as a fan of the New Haven location because I went to the University of New Haven. Then
Shout out to...
shout out what?
I thought that Eagles, Bears, Lions, Tigers.
Shout out the people that got their hand out for my money and got their hands in my wallet.
Fair enough.
Um,
I already had the dumplings. The dumplings are fire. The chili oil here, oh, so good. Loki about to be a mukbang.
I don't remember what I was saying. So
Sorry.
Your business like go. It is
Okay.
about. It is about.
Do you remember what we're talking about today?
But it is.
yeah, I'm looking at the menu to see if there's anything else I want because I know I'm getting like a to-go order or two. So
Very smart. So today we're talking about why.
Yes.
Why?
Of course.
And we had some other stuff on tap, but I'm not gonna lie, I was in my bag. It was late at night, and I saw a couple of things from Sinners. I saw some stuff from Sinners being floated around, and I was like, all right, well, it's kind of giving why do I even care about this? Why am I watching these TikToks? Why I'm trying?
mhm.
And I was like, all right, Sam, here's a text message with a bunch of questions in it. We're gonna talk about this when we meet on Sunday.
Mhm.
She's like, yes. I was like, yay.
Mhm.
So we're gonna dive right into it.
I'm trying to hear them.
I'm trying to be louder.
No, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm a soft talker, y'all. And I went to a soccer game yesterday and my voice is gone. So why do you want to make art?
I don't know.
Because I've always made art.
Granny's a nice guy, but like, same thing.
How so?
So I respect
I've always been an artist.
what
So when I was 4 years old, I started dancing. And I feel like from 4 years old, honestly, from when I was able to walk, I always wanted to be a model. Start there. So like I would do my walk and my nana would be like, "Oh, do it again." When they like, "Oh, baby, show grandma that dance." Like for me, it was like, "All right, show nanny a model walk." That was what I was doing. 4 years old, I started dancing, but true to who I genuinely have always been since birth, I didn't want to get up in the morning. Class was at like 7, 8, 9 a.m.
I felt that.
on a Saturday morning, and baby me was like, "Baby, I'm not going that. Maybe we could try it at another time." Fast forward, I went back to dance, I think when I was 7, but in between that time, I was doing a lot of things with church. My school had like performing arts things in like kindergarten, first grade. But then 7 years old, I started dancing again at Newburgh Performing Arts Academy. Shout out to Miss Kim and Mr. White. So yeah, I've kind of always been immersed in art in different art forms, whether it's dance. I've never been like good with my hands, never been able to
Pottery's not your thing.
draw. Pottery is not my thing, but my dad has kept a pinch pot that I made.
What is a pinch pot?
Literally, when you are younger in your art class and they first teach you how to use the oven and everything, I pinched my clay, pinch pot.
I did not have that class. Thank you.
So while he does that, the only time I was ever good with my hands in art was one time I drew a flower and the town had like a competition from K through 12 and they would like blow up your picture as much as they could possibly do it, build it out of wood. And your class had to win, like your class had to vote. So like your art class would vote, then the rest of the grade would vote, then the school would vote. I think I just won because it was a popularity contest, if you ask me. But throughout the district, I think it was for like the second grade, my art won, and they made my picture of a flower into a full sculpture. And that same year, my brother also won. So me and Kobe both, I'm not shouting him out, we both had our sculptures blown up, which was pretty cool. That was the long way to say I've always been into art.
Because it was just the oil set on top. Spices mixed in.
And Aaron, what about you?
You usually just jump in and start talking.
I'm trying to be more polite. I've realized I talk too much on this podcast. I be hogging the conversation. So I'm also a third. So I'm trying to.
You said what?
I'm also a third. So I'm also trying to.
You're a third?
I'm tired. No.
Oh. I was gonna say, well, what do that have to do with anything?
Um.
Aaron, what about you?
But no, honestly, it's the same thing. It's mostly just a combination of all the things I'm passionate about, how I learned growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like cigarettes.
Like cigarette?
What? No.
What did you say?
I said you had to say grace.
Oh, yeah. Can't hear.
But I grew up a musician. My dad was a DJ. Brother was a rapper, a child actor as a kid. My mom was a publicist. So like, growing up, music was always a thing that I've had. I've been backstage growing up. So like I've seen on the periphery, like I wasn't like in Hollywood on some big sets or anything like that. But I was behind the scenes, like seeing how stuff works, which is cool. Which also taught me the business side of all of it. And like my brother would tell me like, he's been doing it for a while, but why he wouldn't take a deal? Because it's an unfavorable deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if he got offered a contract, like great contract, but this deal sucks. I'm not taking it.
Right.
And that taught me respect. Like that was something I respect. I was like, you know what? That teaches me not to accept less than, so I'm not going to do that. Also, I went to school for business, and I'm a photographer. Film is basically a bunch of pictures stacked together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the combination of all of those things coming to one in order to create and produce what we do. Picking out the locations and all that scouting, and also like thinking about how do we make sure the timeline is right, and all those fun things. So it's kind of just like bringing everything that I love into one. Like even in the editing or even in the ideas that I have sometimes, they're usually based in like music.
Mm-hmm.
Also, storytelling with color, because I grew up reading a lot of books. And in books, there's certain parts of the stories that are so like sacrament that you have to include it.
Right.
Like, again, we talked about it in an episode that will be coming out. And I believe again, it's one of Toni Morrison's books. The dad drives through the neighborhood
In a green.
in a green car because he greed and envy combination of one. I know why the cage bird sings, but again, don't quote me on that, y'all. Forget, it's been a while. So it's kind of bringing all of those different things together. And then lastly, also really important to me is both empathy and culture. But then also empathy and culture. In order to tell a good story, you have to be able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. You can't write from your own vantage point for everything. And as I've been doing this, I've been learning a lot about all of the many ways that actors and directors kind of do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like when,
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
like when we were doing one of the last projects, one of the actors came through and her script was noted out. I don't know if you saw that.
Who's?
Maddie's.
Mm-mm.
Like Maddie's script book, like her script, notes, comments, tabs, everything.
But shout out to her because she is in terms of like how she embodied this character, I really hope that I can train myself, find the training in different ways to like really become a character so much so that you don't realize that that's not me. I'm really hoping for that because she
was really good.
Oh my God,
She was really good.
fantastic.
And then Viola Davis, again, don't know if this is true. Saw it on social media, of course, where she creates like full-on biographies for her characters, like 100 pages long, like that kind of thing. And in order to do that, you have to have empathy. You have to have an appreciation and understanding of other cultures, even the more nuanced cultures within your own culture. Like I'm Black American from the North. My family's from the South. And if I'm writing a character that comes from Mississippi, or if I have a character that comes from California or Texas or wherever, I have to be able to empathize and do the research and embrace and understand that culture, what it means. Like look at Sinners. Again, you're inviting I forget whether she's Asian. I don't remember exactly where she's born and raised. And also the guy who's played Remy, the Irish guy, who have to come into the space and understand, and do their job good and well, understand the Black culture enough to understand how it relates to their own experiences to bring it to life.
Hmm.
Even I'm like I always forget her name, but she played um, Smoke's old lady. Yeah, Smoke's old lady. And
It's always capsaicin that makes spicy.
yeah, Smoke's old lady. She's British. She's Black British, but she played a Gulf Coast Black woman.
True. Yeah, like
If I had never heard her speak before, I would have thought she was from that region
Right.
because she was just that good. So that requires a lot of empathy and culture, which I love.
I also forgot I play the flute, so that's important. Like I've been a musician at some point.
You're a flautist.
I am.
The fact that you're a flautist.
I am a flautist. I don't even know if I can.
I'm trying to think.
Maybe retired. I don't know. I feel crazy claiming
Probably
that
pick it
I
back up.
actively play it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, at least once or twice a year, I pull it out to make sure I still got the scales and call it a day.
That's more than some people.
Oh yeah. My mom gets so mad. I feel like I've said this before. My mom gets so mad every time she sees Lizzo play her flute because she's like, that could have been you.
Yeah.
What is
It couldn't. I can't sing like Lizzo. So,
You can't
But-
sing. You can sing better than me, though.
not better than Lizzo. Are you?
Just crazy.
I
think-
can't.
Especially with a little bit of training. Okay.
Shout out to my homegirl Bria and her granny, because Granny's the one who taught me how to read sheet music before I even started playing the flute.
She taught you how to do what?
How to read sheet music, like very, very Black church. Like this is how you're learning. You're learning with the sheet music. These are the music notes. And then I started playing an instrument after. I've done plays, love theater. I did plays in high school, musicals, stage directed and acted. I love being a stage manager.
It's great.
And then I choreographed for the middle school for some of their shows. So yeah, I've always been real big into art. So much so that when I went from middle school or junior high to high school, I tried to go to the Performing Arts Academy within my high school. And my mom told me no. And I switched what school I was going to without her knowing.
Yeah.
And then when I got my schedule and it said what campus I was on, what house I was in, she lost her mind. I said, oh, it was an accident. But since they did that, we might as well just go with it. She might have smacked me because she had already told me no.
Where's the kind of?
So here I am in criminal justice because of it.
I think it's good to understand like the baseline of like why we want to create and tell stories in the first place. But along with that, we know that this work is unforgiving. This business is unforgiving. There's so many people that try, and they don't. A lot of people try to do like they don't get to the precipice. They don't get to the Grammys, Oscars, the Emmys, the Tonys. Yeah, Tonys.
Tony's.
There's a lot of folks who never make it to that level. And so, why are we busting our butts? Like, why are we trying so hard? We both have jobs too. Like, we have day jobs that pay our bills for the most part. But yet we're still doing this. We're still putting our own funds into this stuff. Like everything you've seen us produce up until this point is self-funding. I don't think we've received a single. Maybe we've received some in-kind donations, like a couple of sponsorships. But for the most part, 90% of the work has been our money in some capacity. So like, why do we keep us in the bus?
Well,
Wait.
on one hand,
Wait, no, let me guess.
it's like I've dreamt about going to the Grammys. And again, I don't sing. I don't write for other people. So like, at what point I don't rap, even though one day I did think that I would have a slamming rap career. I really did.
You still cook?
No. How am I gonna get to the Grammys? All of these things, right? So I feel like God doesn't put it in your mind and in your heart if it's not possible. You know what I mean? Like me writing speeches for the Oscars, me pretending that I'm getting interviewed by E News on the red carpet, like that's stuff that people dream about. But that's stuff that some people dream about and it never happens because they don't believe that it could. I believe that it could happen and I do dream about it, so I know it's gonna happen. So for me, I'm busting my butt because we got places to go and people to see. And I have full faith in that. And then the other part of it is that I just love what we're doing. Like I love being a storyteller. So I'm kind of open to whatever comes from that.
For me, I've never really thought about, oh, I want to be on the award stage. I want to be in front of folks again because I don't like being like I prefer to be behind the camera.
Mhm.
I just changed my Instagram photo for shotbydende to one of the portraits we took for five.
Mhm.
Every time I see it, it catches me off guard. The fact I've had just my logo for almost a decade,
Oh. Mhm.
and so having myself there feels weird because I don't feel like I should be the star of any, like I am not the star of the story, the brand that like you know what I mean. It also came up in a world where the brand was the thing we should be selling. Now we are the brand. Like that's the modern day way of doing business. The owner, the CEO, whatever, they're the brand or part of it. Which annoys me because I would much prefer to be behind the curtain, which is why I'm glad with this. I have Sam. She's in front.
I don't mind.
Yeah. Once we do get to the Grammys and that stuff, she's talking because I'll end up talking too long anyway. They're gonna play me off, and then she's in front. But excuse me. I also just don't know how not to do this. Like if I have a goal, I have a thing that I enjoy. I don't know how to sit on my butt. It
Right.
eats at me if I don't do something with it, which is going to tie to the next thing is how I like to your point of that is how a thing that I know God wants me to do is because in my heart of hearts and my souls of souls, I can't not do it. Like there was a point in time where business was slow, and I think we were just busy. My personal pockets were not the best at the time, so we also didn't create as much. And I felt anxious. Like there was a lot of things happening last year, but I felt really, really anxious.
Yeah.
And it was because I wasn't getting any of that creativity out. But, so I think that's a lot of it.
But also,
Thank you, friend.
I think the other big part of it is that when you're always around something, and this is something that we've talked about before, as an adult, you don't really have third spaces the same way. So, like, growing up, going to school, being in the chorus, in the band, in the drama club, on a sports team, thinking about like all of the things that I was a part of in school and then college, being the president of Monsoon Dance Crew, the only hip hop team on campus of the University of New Haven. Like being in these pockets of creativity, once you're out of undergrad, high school, all of that, unless you actively do community based work that's aligned with creation, if you're a creative person working in corporate America, you don't really have that.
Yeah.
So growing up, being fully immersed in creativity, the arts, from 4 years old or lower, I think we have to do this and we're working our butts off to do it because we don't know anything else. And we wouldn't know, like to your point, I think we would be super anxious if we weren't doing it.
But you know the funny thing is, I went years without doing it.
Huh?
I did go years without doing it. Like, when I moved to Georgia at 12, unfortunately, not all of it, most of my artistic pursuits kind of took a backseat. Like I wanted to be a child actor. That was the only time I wanted to be in front of the doors when I was a kid.
You wanted to be who?
Child actor.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about this, you might plays for the church and all that stuff. And that kind of just stopped when I moved. I did keep up with music. I had a piano, I had drums. I got a guitar at 14, so I was still doing some of that stuff. And I didn't think of anything of this until again, when I was 20, how old was I? 2017? 21, 22. No.
It's more of a
How was that 2017? 22, yeah. Yeah, most 22. That's crazy. About 22, when my friend convinced me to buy a camera. And I kind of kickstarted this
You
phone.
said your friend convinced you to buy your
Friend
camera.
convinced me to buy a camera. And so I have gone to time without thinking about doing it or trying to do it actively. But I find it fascinating that now that I've gotten a taste of it, I kind of see how it feeds all of the different parts of you that kind of need to be fed. Like the analytical side of it. Production is a very analytical side of it. The business side is the budgeting. Like we're trying to figure out, right now I'm doing the numbers for our social media metrics, understand how can we go to folks and get sponsorships and package deals and kind of leverage what we got on to build our brand and pay for it. That is the business side of it. But then on set and rapidly thinking about how do we fix this issue so we can make sure we get the shot. That's the creative side of it. So yes, at this point I'm kind of just chatting. I lost the thread there.
Well,
Either way,
you were talking about how it's fueling you and how you started at 12 years old, not really doing anything until you got your camera.
active listening.
I'm a therapist, baby. This is what I do.
I love that it comes in handy. See, even what she does feeds into this. But no, yeah, it's just I have no choice. Like I've recognized that, which kind of leads me to the next thing, which was why do we hope that we can make it when many don't? We kind of touched on that a little bit.
Why what?
Why do we think we can make it when many don't? We touched on a little bit where you said you fully believe you can, so we're gonna do it. Like there's no that's not even a thought in your head.
Yeah, because this isn't a good thing. This is a God thing. God put his hands on this. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
And then also think about what does success mean, right? Like, do we want to be on the red carpet at the Oscars?
Yes.
At a goal? At his goal food?
Yeah.
I find it interesting because I don't think I have that same goal to that extent. My goal specifically, I just want to storytelling. Like, I'm okay if that story doesn't get screened worldwide with a $20 million budget. I'm okay if it goes to region. Like, as long as people see what we do and we help people do the thing, I'm okay with that. I'm living comfortably. I do not want to be broke. So I need to be able to live like the way I want to live and hopefully support a family at some point.
I want to be on the red carpet at the Oscars because I want to tell those stories that are so big. I want people to feel seen, heard. I want people to look at our stuff on screen and be like, wow, someone noticed me. And I want that to translate culture, language, preferred genre. Like, I want to make it to the Oscars because I want people 15 hours away to say, I don't know how they saw me. I don't know how they knew I was going through this, but they saw me. Because I think that's what art is. Like, art is subjective, but art is also communal. It's supposed to bring people together. And I want to be able to go to another country and they say, oh my God, did you see Burnout? I was going through that and didn't know that that's what I was experiencing. Yeah. Whatever.
I get that.
And I also think it's because I like writing mental health-based stories.
Yes. Also, you touched on something. What I was going to say is also a piece of why I think because we will be successful is almost lost the needle.
So onion or a bean sprout.
Is we both operate from a place of sincerity, but understanding we are not to be trifled with either.
We're not Philadelphia?
Well, we're definitely not Philadelphia, but we're not to be trifled with. Because a lot of people are sincere, but they kind of be taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're going to be sincere, we're not going to take advantage of others, and we're also not going to allow others to take advantage of us.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that sincerity, I think, is what is I'm seeing and I'm actively observing people react around the two of us, and like how we're being pulled into different spaces, and my people are like, oh, I want to do something else with you. Do this and this. And a part of it is we produce good stuff, but also we do it in a way that is sincere, validating to people.
We make what kind of stuff?
We make things. I don't know about. We make good. We deliver good results.
I thought you said thick stuff.
That's all you. But we make good results. We deliver. Simultaneously, we do so in a way that is validating to others. Make people feel seen and heard and appreciated in the space. Like some of the stuff you guys have seen on social media lately, we got a group together because those photographers like, I just want to learn some lighting. They're like, all right, bet we can turn into a shoot.
Mhm.
And that was just a nice, good, peaceful shoot.
That was such a good day.
Right. Um, even on set with the last project, like it was nice and communal and like fun. And a lot of it was the director too. Who led that piece.
Mhm. I love Demi.
Bringing those kind of vibes together requires people to see that vibe in you first. So
I think
He's literally
something you said about sincerity. I'm not saying that we can't make something funny. Like I think we can make a buddy piece, a buddy comedy, really easy, but there would still be a meaning to it because sincerely, like that's the story we're telling. Like
yeah.
even some of the stuff about dating that we're both
Oh yeah, I gotta see.
coming up with, there's a story to be told in it. A project that I started to work on with my brother Shane is not focused. It's a comedy, 100%. It's like a multi-cam sitcom kind of vibe. But in the end, there's still something to it. But that's why I like multi-cam sitcoms the way they used to be because there was always a message at the end of them. Like there was always a lesson to learn at the end of Full House.
Like a 90s style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like family TV, more like family TV. I would say, I think when I mean sincerity, like it's how we treat people.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying when you're genuinely a sincere person, that translates in your one-to-one interactions. It translates in your work and then how people receive it too.
Yep. I think it's cool. I also get it in like, so I'm working on something that I got to do, which is to remind myself of people who inspire me. And some of the people inspire me in different ways. But when it comes specifically to filmmaking, and one of the reasons and why they inspire me, Ryan Coogler is on that list, and Issa Rae's on that list because their art feels sincere to them.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I've seen, like from what I've seen behind the scenes, the way people talk about them, the way they work also seems sincere. From my vantage point.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the scenes, you never know. But everybody thought Ellen was the bee's knees until we found out.
Well, I think sincerity is hard to fake. I think people can fake being kind, lovable, approachable, but being sincere,
Can't fix sincerity.
you can't. And so that's why I think there were still some people in the end of that Ellen thing that were like, how did y'all not see that?
I think some people want to give folks the benefit of the doubt.
I also don't know what happened with her.
Basically, workplace abuse.
I don't want to be eating like this in these people place, but I can't get through this steak.
See, this is why we get our steak well done. Always. You will not catch me eating anything less than well done. I was about to say something out of pocket.
No, go ahead.
Nope.
Since you're grown,
Okay.
want to say shit. I guess for me, my biggest question is, with it in mind, like, what do we feel like our blind spots are? What are our own weaknesses to making the art and then making it in the industry?
One, time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a unique to us kind of thing, but it is, again, we both have full-time jobs. That requires a lot of our time. So like doing research, planning, if we're shooting something, creating that story Bible, it takes so much longer because you can't dedicate 30 hours a week to getting all of that stuff done, right? And productions, remember, for like films, like that are like millions of dollars to be made, they're in pre-pro for like anywhere from 6 to 12 months before they even touch a camera.
Sometimes longer.
Sometimes longer. And so we're a two-person operation. Even for something smaller, it takes a lot of time, and it's so much. I also think one of my personal weaknesses is I get time anxiety because again, there's so many things to do.
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes I kind of freeze up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna disassociate and do something not I'm doing. I'm working on it. I've been getting better at it.
Avoidant.
Avoid it. I've also found that unfortunately one of the ways that helps is going outside of my house,
Mm-hmm.
going to a bar or to a cafe, but that means I gotta spend money now, which isn't great. And I think as a for us, like as a unit,
So I still want to bring bad vibes together.
I would say we need to be outside more for networking purposes. That is
Yeah.
also hard. Because again, that eats into your time to do all these other things.
Mm-hmm.
But we do need to be outside more. We do need to network. We do need to like either be on people's sets or be at folks' events or there's somebody's releasing a short film or a film festival's going on. All of these things like we should be getting connected with the local theaters in our respective areas.
Mm-hmm.
And all that fun stuff. And then also the distance. It's not a huge deal, but Sam lives north of Manhattan. I live in Brooklyn. So like being able to do stuff is not always easy.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. My biggest thing for us is just proximity, especially because I like getting up and moving.
Yeah.
Every time I get just a little bit of an idea to live somewhere else. Even right now, I'm itching to move back to Georgia. But I think for me, I want to say proximity is my biggest thing. Like I just feel like
It would help.
it would help if I was closer to you, but also just closer to the scene in general, so that we could get to the networking events, right? Because it's hard for me if I get off of work at 7:30, even if something does start at 8, I'm easily not gonna get there until 9:30, 10 o'clock. Once I get home, change, or even if I'm going straight there, like if it starts at 7:30 and I don't get off of work until 7:30, there's just so many things that I miss, and I know I miss because of my work schedule. Because I work in Connecticut and live in New York.
Yeah. And Sam is way more extroverted than I am. Like I can do the network. I can talk to people. I've done it. Like literally, I went to go get our film developed. Well, sorry, I went to go get some film and just talk to develop, and basically made 2 new fans just by talking to people who were at the shop. So I can do it, but Sam is better at it.
Thank you.
So I'm kind of want
Thanks. Sorry.
to have to.
Well, contrary to popular belief, I am more extroverted, but that means my social battery,
Thank you.
for me, I can't speak for other people, but for me, my social battery drains very quickly because I can be so extroverted. And I found myself stepping away from being extroverted a little bit more and being more comfortable with not having to do too much communicating because I am a
I was
therapist.
about to say your job is communication. Yeah.
I am talking, and granted, I do a lot of listening. Like the best therapists are the ones that are quiet and help guide you and guide your thinking. But yeah, no. At the end of a full day, if I've had 4 sessions in a group or 6 sessions in a group, I'm not coming to a networking event.
And I feel the same way because my job requires, like, I'm a product manager by day,
There you
and I also do community service. Like, I lead I'm a chair of one of our arms, and so I go from talking to folks at work. I might be in, like, depending on the day, I'll be in meetings for 5 out of the 7 hours or 4 out of the 7 hours in a day. Then I gotta go home, communicate with the people in my committee, the the chapter that oversees us, the families that we work with. Then I have to communicate with Sam, and I got to communicate with actors or models or other producers or clients. I still have Dende photos, so like anything that's not big enough for like a production, I'll still shoot for people. So I got to communicate with them, draft their contracts and invoices. Like they send me back all revisions to be made or a revision to an edit. That's why I don't want to edit anymore. Like it's mostly the back and forth with clients.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they're no so justified, it's just a lot to communicate. And that part is it's draining for an introvert. Like I don't want to talk to people.
I have communication fatigue.
Yeah, that's a real thing. But we have to also communicate. But I also think doing it in a way that's more fun helps. Like
Mm-hmm.
we get on set, I'm yapping.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm happy, I yap. And being on set, being on location, I'm gonna yap my ass off.
Well, that's why I think people, and this is not a conversation for right now, but we need to have more conversations about what an extrovert is versus what an introvert is. Because I think there's some confusion on that. Because I actually think that I've become more introverted as I've gotten older.
Probably. I've become more extroverted.
And I wouldn't even describe myself. I'm an extroverted introvert, if you ask me. Because I am introverted if you give me the space to be.
And I'm
That's
just
my
an introvert who knows how to talk to people.
I wouldn't call you an introvert.
I'm an introvert. I only talk to people because I have to. If I didn't have to talk to anybody, I wouldn't. And like when I find some, okay, maybe we're gonna end the podcast soon, and then we'll talk about this offline. Sorry. Yeah, man, it's delicious.
You all set?
Huh?
You all set?
I'm done with the chili.
Just take this out for you.
Thank you, sir. I don't know what's left in here. I'm gonna try to get as much out of here.
I need to finish this.
There's a lot of there's some stuff in here. Yeah.
By definition,
Hold on. We're gonna let's close out of like the lives, and then we can start. 'Cause I do want to have a conversation, but I don't think it needs to be on camera.
I don't know what you're saying.
I do want to have this conversation. I don't think it needs to be on camera, so we can close out the podcast first.
I'm Sam.
Can we get a better segment? So to tie it all in, like we definitely feel we're God bound, and like this is our like we have a calling for this to do this in different capacities.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I've been excited for like the longest time, and that's like I see the steps that we're taking. I see the potential steps we can take, and I'm very excited to see what the next like year or two. That's fun.
I hope it's like ka-ching, ka-ching.
I hope it's ka-ching. I hope it's like placement. I hope it's working with some really cool people.
Yeah, that too.
It's like we got ideas, man. Like we got ideas. We got ideas.
That's why I want the ka-ching, so that we can execute them. I want to execute them the way I see them in my head.
Yeah. But thank you for watching. I'm Aaron.
I'm Sam. This has been GSP Go. Peace.